welcome to News Tonight with me Deepthi. Before we move to all the stories for today in detail, let's have a quick look at the top headlines. With the NDA announcing Jaswant Singh as its vice presidential candidate, it's Jaswant versus Ansari in the race to the top office. Even as Pranab hopes to win Mamta's support, there looms a big question: will she abstain from voting in the presidential and vice presidential polls? After 5 years of no cricket, India and Pakistan will play again this December. India to host 3 ODIs and 2 T20s. Jaya slams the centre over Sri Lankan officers' row, says the centre shows utter disrespect to the sentiment of people of Tamil Nadu. DMK chief M. Karunanidhi asserts that the demand for Elam will not be a topic of discussion at TESO. Government counters Obama's claims, asserting that policy decision is sovereign right of the country and that India is in top FDI space. And Amir Khan meets Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, pressing the issue of scavengers. News in detail. The vice presidential poll will see Hamid Ansari running for his second term versus Jaswant Singh of the BJP. The BJP and its allies met this morning and decided Mr. Singh will be their candidate. Senior BJP leader L.K. Advani said that the coalition wanted Sharat Yadav, the convener of NDA, to run for the vice president's post, but that he declined.
बहुत आदर की बात है कि आज सर्वसम्मति से एनडीए ने मुझे राष्ट्र के उपराष्ट्रपति के चुनाव के लिए प्रत्याशी बनाया।
निर्णय के रूप में मैं कह सकता हूं कि आज एनडीए की बैठक में जिसपे सभी घटक उपस्थित थे, उन्होंने सर्वसम्मत निर्णय किया कि कांग्रेस पार्टी के प्रत्याशी का विरोध किया जाए, उनके खिलाफ कैंडिडेट खड़ा किया जाए और सर्वसम्मति से यह भी निर्णय हुआ कि एनडीए का प्रत्याशी इस चुनाव में, और हम समर्थन औरों का भी लेना चाहेंगे जो उस तरफ कमिटेड नहीं है, वे जसवंत सिंह जी को।
लेकिन ये फैसला आम सहमति से एनडीए में हुआ है और जो आडवाणी जी ने कहा उसको ज्यों का त्यों वही सही है। अलग अलग पार्टी क्या कर रही है इस पे हम क्या बोलेंगे, हम लोगों का तो कैंडिडेट जसवंत सिंह जी है।
Meanwhile, hectic back-channel talks are underway to get Mamta Banerjee to back Hamid Ansari for the post of the vice president. The Trinamool Congress chief hasn't backed Pranab Mukherjee, who wrote her a letter yesterday seeking support, but could Mamta now put her weight behind Mr. Ansari for the post of the vice president? So far, Mamta Banerjee hasn't revealed her cards, but sources say attempts are on to get her on board. She's yet to announce who she backs for the president's post, but reports also say that she could abstain from voting. Communist Party of India has decided to back UPA's presidential nominee Hamid Ansari. Senior leader of India CPIM S. Ramachandran Pillai told that they assessed the overall political situation in India and on that basis they took this decision.
As the garrison commander,
the Communist Party decided to support the candidature of Shri Hamid Ansari for the post of Vice President. Know that we assess the overall political situation in India, and on that basis that we took this decision.
Moving on, India and Pakistan will play cricket again after 5 years. The cricket board of both the countries have agreed to play 3 one-day internationals and 2 2020 internationals in December this year. Delhi, Kolkata and Chennai are the venues picked for one-dayers, while Bangalore and Ahmedabad will host the T20 matches. According to sources, government clearance for Pakistan's tour to India is confirmed.
The BCCI working committee has decided today to resume the cricket ties with Pakistan, and the BCCI will be inviting Pakistan team in 3rd week of December for 3 ODIs and 2 2020 games, and the venue are also being finalized, and the nitty-gritties will be decided by the BCCI president Mr. N. Srinivasan, and he'll be talking to the Pakistan Cricket Board and working out the formalities and arrangements.
Meanwhile, Gautam Gambhir is in Chennai along with the Indian team that's gearing up to play against Lanka coming September, practicing at the Chepakam Stadium for 2 days. At a press conference, he commented on the Indo-Pakistan cricketing tie, saying that it was only media that was hyping up the scenario. He asserted that as a cricketer, he feels cricket is just a battle between the bat and the ball, and that it wouldn't make a difference if the players were wearing a Pakistani jersey.
We play Pakistan, whether we play Sri Lanka or any other opposition, the important thing is when you go onto the park, you don't think who you're playing against, you just want to go out there and win that game. So whether it's Pakistan or Sri Lanka, we're going to just approach the same way, because every series from now on is very important for us.
In one of her strongest protests to the centre over the presence and training of Sri Lankan defence officers in Tamil Nadu, Chief Minister Jayalalitha has accused the UPA government of showing utter disrespect to the sentiments of the people of Tamil Nadu. Pro-Tamil parties and outfits have already started staging protests outside the hotel where the officers are staying. People of Tamil Nadu are frustrated and outraged by this callous and adamant attitude of the government of India in persistently giving training to personnel belonging to the Sri Lankan Armed Forces of India. She also asked the Prime Minister to give suitable instructions to the Ministry of Defence to desist from giving any training to the personnel belonging to the Sri Lankan Armed Forces anywhere in India.
மறுத்து அறிக்கைகளை கண்டன அறிக்கைகளை சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். அவங்களும் அப்போ நம்முடைய மாநிலத்துக்கு சார்பாக உள்ள கட்சிகளின் சார்பில் தருகின்ற கண்டனங்களை அவர்கள் ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கிறார்.
Meanwhile, DMK Chief M. Karunanidhi said that the demand for Elam will not be a topic of discussion at the proposed conference of the recently revived Tamil Elam Supporters Organization to be held in Chennai on August 12th. He added that the conference was more importantly to discuss the various solutions to the Sri Lankan Tamil problems and ensure that they get a good livelihood.
நான் விடுதலை புலிகளை விதித்துள்ள தடையை நீக்கிறதை பற்றி எந்த கருத்தும் சொல்ல விரும்பவில்லை. அது விடுதலை புலிகள் மீது உள்ள தடை என்று எடுத்துக்கொள்ள முடியாது. பொதுவாக இந்தியாவில், குறிப்பாக தமிழ்நாட்டில் தீவிரவாதம், ஆயுத போராட்டங்கள் நடைபெறக்கூடாது என்பதில் நானும் அழுத்த திருத்தமான கருத்து கொண்டவன்.
On to the Kuramkulam impasse. Just when it's round time for the first reactor of the controversial nuclear plant to be operationalized, a total of 17 PILs, both for and against the nuclear plant, came up for hearing in the Madras High Court. The Tirunelveli District Collector and PWD Secretary has been instructed to be present in person at the court on Thursday to brief about the security arrangements at the plant. The Tamil Nadu government will allocate ₹3 crores to improve the infrastructure of 3 engineering institutions run by it. Apparently, the government will allocate a sum of 85 lakhs to Government Institute of Ceramic Technology at Vridachalam, 95 lakh to Instrumentation Engineering Centre at Dindigul and 1.20 crores to the Engineering Training Centre at Gindi. The government's move comes in the wake of these institutions completing 50 years of service and for upgrading the infrastructure to the standards specified by AICTE. Following the efforts taken by Chief Minister Jayalalitha, 10 fishermen from Tamil Nadu who were reported missing from July 12th were rescued and returned home safely this morning. The fishermen from Chinnamattam Fishing Harbour in southern Kanyakumari district ventured into the sea for fishing on July 12th. They were supposed to have returned on the shore the same day but went missing. Following instructions from the Chief Minister, Coast Guard authorities swung into action, dispatched the ship and brought the fishermen back to the Tuticorin Fishing Harbour early this morning. We'll move to a short break now. Stay with us.